Welcome to another episode of Unraveling Success and our 2026, our unfiltered year. I wanted to share a story about being the same kind of different. And it's something that happened to me actually in 2018 when I was going through Goldman Sachs. They have a 10,000 small business program that's funded by grant money that I had the privilege of going through. And fantastic program. If you're interested, I would love to connect you with resources there. I couldn't sing the praises of that program enough. Anyway, one of the things that they had us do really early on when we were with their national cohort, we went around the table and we were asking our growth groups, which is about 6 to 8 business owners, like what sets you apart, what makes you different. And funny story is I was in the room there was another insurance agency owner in my growth group, which was different because this is a business class agnostic program. So there can be anywhere from a manufacturer to you name it in there. So that was unique. And since then, this woman, Michelle, has become one of my best girlfriends, but didn't know her at the time. And we were going around this room, and I remember my description of Aspire was going to be that we are more of a boutique agency, like high quality, high touch, really high quality service. And so that's what I had prepared to say. And they got to her and she described her agency in the identical way that I was going to describe my agency. And it stopped me in my tracks because I felt like, saying like, oh, we're more of a boutique agency was like setting me apart. And it was a real gut check. Um, and it really got me to digging. If we really think about it, in many of our industries, I'll speak like in the insurance industry, but I think this is business all the way around. It's not unique to my industry that we will oftentimes say, like, everybody's like, oh, what sets us apart is our excellent service. Okay. Well, first of all, it's not anything unique if everybody is saying the same thing. So, you don't want your unique thing that sets you apart to be the same thing that everybody else says. That's number one. So come up with something new. But the second part, and this is the part that I really wanted to touch on, is well, who says? Because I would dare to wager that the high majority of agencies that say, we give excellent service and like that's their own opinion. I had an experience, it's been within the last year, where we had a brokerage. We had co-brokered an account. And we had done so because within Aspire, we had certain resources that we didn't have that this brokerage was said to have. And so we wanted to make sure that this client, got the best of service that could be offered. We had started to have some red flags on this account as it pertains to the other broker that was supposed to be managing the majority of the higher end, higher level service on this account. And come to find out when this account moved because they were unfortunately not happy with this other brokerage's service, we got feedback about how unhappy they were about the broker. So, but here's what's so interesting is when the broker was looking for feedback as to why this account moved, they prefaced it by saying to us that they were very proud of how well that they serviced this particular account. But this account had moved because they were so unhappy with that same person who was saying they had done a great job of servicing. And I will tell you from my vantage point, the person that was servicing did not do a great job. And so it's funny because like whose opinion are we listening to? Are we saying that we are so great at service or whatever you are that's supposed to set you apart? But it's just your opinion. Like what matters actually is the opinion of the people that we're serving, not us, based on our own opinion. Like it's not what matters. It's the experience of the client that's on the other side of us. And so, um, one of the things, I don't think you can sit in that moment as a business owner and not take some type of action. And so one of the things that we started doing in Aspire is we started with an NPS score, Net Promoter Score. So what a Net Promoter Score is, for those of you that this is new to, is it's a survey that goes out to clients. It can be sent at random times, or sometimes it's after service was given. And it basically just is a 1 to 10 scale. And it just says, like, how likely are you to refer this business to friends and family? That's it, 1 through 10. And your nines and your tens are your raving fans. And then your six, seven, and eights are your neutrals. And then after that is your detractors, the people that are likely to leave. So really, it's only your nines and tens that are your raving fan. Even just an eight is a neutral. They're not, necessarily singing your praises or planning on referring to you. And so, really soon after coming back from that cohort meeting, I was really compelled, because actually, what matters is the social proof. It's are your clients saying about you? And I have had a really interesting journey with the Net Promoter Score, because at that time, when we started Net Promoter Score, it was in the 90s. It was always in the 90s, and really good Net Promoter Score. And so really something to be proud of, because I can't remember off the top of my head, but most insurance agencies, I want to say, it was shockingly low. But anyway, I want to say it was maybe even like the 40s or 50s, but I was shocked when I read it. I did some research on chat, and that's how I found it. It sourced the data, but that's just off the top of my head. Regardless, that's not the point. Is it had always been in the in the 90s, kind of back and forth, a little bit. And we hired someone, this is a few years ago now, and all of a sudden, not too long after we hired this person, onboarded them, got them in, and they started working with clients. All of a sudden, our Net Promoter Score tanked. And we track this and we talk about it weekly. So it is a focus. And one of our core values within our team is to create raving fans. Like, we want the client experience to be a significant source of lifting people up. I mean, it's part of the reason why we're named Aspire, is like, we want to have our clients looking forward to calling us, and to take care of them, and to have them refer their friends and family. And so it was a real shock to us, and it had never happened before. And I started watching it very, very closely, and I knew right away, due to our measurables that we pay attention to, exactly what was happening. And through a course of there was a sequence of events that happened, which led to this particular person, being released back into the workforce. And I had the NPS turned off right after this person exited, because it was such a heavy feeling to this team that had never seen NPSs. This was literally, I'm not kidding you. This NPS tanked over like a 4 to 5 month. I mean, it was not a long time frame, and it was very telling, and it was very fast. And so anyway, so I turned it off after this person exited, so we could, as a team, recalibrate. We planned around things. We kind of reset our sails, got ourselves like reoriented. And when I felt like things had stabilized, we turned it back on. And that was probably a matter of just like a couple months. It wasn't a long time. But we started, we're like, okay, we have recalibrated, we're stable, all the moving pieces should be good now, and we turned it back on. And it is now in the 90s. I want to say, I think it was 93 or 94. It was one of those two, when we talked about them. So today, when I'm recording this, Tuesday, it was yesterday. So, but it's so fascinating, because that is why the importance of measuring. Like, you can have all the standards in the world and you can think you're doing so great, but like if you're not measuring what your clients are telling you, you don't really know if you're doing a fantastic job with service because your clients will tell you. And, it's a really good way to have an internal barometer rather than just kind of a skewed opinion. So now when we say something like our service is something that sets us apart, first of all, we have checks and balances and we are double checking ourselves internally in our business. We have something that's going out. We have clients that are giving us feedback and we are behaving according to what our clients are telling us, and making decisions around that. So I just feel like having social proof, having this is what our clients are saying about us. Like they're happy with us. We have a 93, 94% on our NPS score. So we definitely have raving fans going on right now. And and it's a way for us to actually say, like, yes, quality service is one of our core values. And here's the other thing is that's what our clients say. That's what we say. And now we can also say is we make decisions based on it. We are going to bring forward a team that wants to bring you a good experience, that wants to give you our best, that wants to excellence, that wants to take really good care of you. And so I would just say, when you are paying attention to the things that differentiate you, have the reasons why behind you. Don't let it just be one of your opinions that you have, but have some substance behind it because these days so many people are making all kinds of claims on their businesses and it can get really noisy and really confusing and can be hard to know who to believe. But when you have proof sources or you can substantiate what sets you apart, I think that's just like core moving forward in today's business economy.